Hi, my name's Lindy Cowling. Welcome to my channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk. My email is info@lindycowling.co.uk, and the title of the video this afternoon is How Belief Systems, or how belief systems prevent the merge. How BS, or belief systems, prevent the merge. Now, for those of you that are regular subscribers or long time subscribers to my channel has been running 5 years in January 19, I believe. You will know already that this is an experiential channel, but for those of you that are new subscribers, what I mean by experiential is everything I share, everything I talk about, everything I effectively channel from or through my heart has also been experienced by me personally and or professionally, almost always both. And that's what I mean by experiential. So I'm not sharing via hypotheses, I'm sharing through direct experience. That seems to be the way that the channel has evolved from the beginning, and that seems to be the way that it is for me. It seems to be part of my format, really, is to become the embodiment, a living, working example of a template by going through the process myself. Now, yes, that is a lot longer and slower than perhaps someone who shares it, who isn't going through it or has never gone through it, but that seems to be the format for me. So what do I mean by how BS and belief systems, or BS or belief systems and belief systems, can affect or even prevent a merge? Well, first of all, let me explain by what I mean by a merge. When I'm talking about a merge here, I'm talking about the merge between all that you ever have been, all that you are, all that you ever will be, all in this infinite second. And the merge being the integration and the complete marrying up, almost like a sacred marriage really, of your entire energy field, you as a multi-dimensional being, the merging with your higher self, all aspects and expression of your consciousness in all realities, all timelines, all expressions in the heart portal in this second, in this moment. Now, when I say, let me explain what I mean, the merge with all realities, all aspects of you as consciousness, all aspects of you multidimensionally in all timelines, realities. It doesn't mean to say that you're going to be aware of all of those aspects of you as consciousness or all of those timelines or realities, although you may become aware of some. What it means is a shift in your consciousness to a state of unification or inner union, inner balance. I'm going to call it 0 point neutral state of energy, that even if you're not consciously aware of you in your infinite design, all realities, all timelines, all expressions of consciousness in all forms, even if your brain and you analytically are not aware of it, you as an expression of essence, as spirit, as consciousness are. So let me put it this way. It's like being a computer or a laptop that has your full hard drive all sitting there, and you may only be accessing a tiny bit of it, but it's all there, all in place. Now you could say to me, isn't it all there and all in place anyway? How can I put it? It is, but you're not aware of it, and you don't really access it, or it's not really accessible until you have reached a point of your consciousness, a unified state of consciousness, inner consciousness, and then you can access it. Before then, you're not accessing it, so it's all sitting there, but it's unknown to you. So the merge I'm talking about is an inner state of union, the marrying up of all aspects of you as essence, as soul, as spirit, as consciousness in an inner state. You can have this merge. Let me put it this way. Even if you have met someone or more than one aspect of you as a soul in more than one human body, you can still have a state of inner union and completion, even if you have met same soul aspects or another variation on that theme, and they are not in your life or you're not with them. It really, in some ways, has nothing to do with inner state of merge and completion and inner union, because it's all about your perception, your awareness, the state of you as your state of metaphysical heart, your state of consciousness. Let me put it simply. There are some people that present themselves, for example, this is just an example, there are some people that present themselves as twin flames that are in less of a state of union, even though they're in each other's lives, than someone who is not romantically involved with a same soul aspect, but whose consciousness has come into the heart in a unified, balanced state of 0 point neutral conscious energy. What I'm saying here is you can see across the world example after example of those that have come into an inner state of integrated union. In fact, far more examples of that than those that have come into a state of union alongside a matching soul aspect or same soul aspect. So this merge has nothing to do with having to be with a same soul aspect or a matching consciousness or an ascensionary soulmate or an awakening connection or a catalyst. Although they can propel and precipitate and advance one's evolution into a state of union, one can achieve union. In fact, you're supposed to, if you like, the whole idea is to achieve inner union regardless, because no outer union lasts and can be sustained without inner union, not in the true sense of it. So it is let's say an inner marriage, a sacred marriage of all aspects of your energy field in a unified, fairly well balanced state of 0 point neutral balanced energy. That is the merge I'm talking about. An inner merge. And yes, you can merge, let's say, with other people, particularly if they're a close match in essence, a close match in consciousness, a close match in soul, a close match in spirits. You can merge, so there is a kind of blending and merging that takes place there, a kind of, let's say, data transfer between both of you, or more than both of you, because there are infinite expressions. But this is, what I'm talking about here is the merge between matter, physicality, spirit, soul, you as essence, as soul, in form as a human being in a balanced, unified, conscious 0 point state. Now, how this merge can get sidetracked, derailed, stalled, stuck is by the good old BS. And I could refer to BS not just as belief systems, but as bullshit as well, excuse my language. But the good old BS, the good old belief systems that come round and round and round again on one's spiritual evolution, on one's awakening, on one's ascending in the human body, which is also another word for everything I've just said. And the good old belief systems are those that we have been programmed with since the moment of arrival in this particular reality that we're aware of, this particular life, this particular timeline. The societies, the countries, the cultures, the education, everything that influences our lives every step of the way. What is behind that? What is consciously behind that? Unconsciously behind that? What is the programming behind that? What is the belief systems? So when one hits a brick wall, metaphorically speaking, and becomes entangled in a belief system they've been programmed with, or a belief system that they've fallen into. So it doesn't have to be something you were programmed with from when you were little. It could be something later in life, and you can have a belief system. So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example here of a belief system that you may have earlier in life, or you may pick up on and then link into that archetypal energy later on. So let's say the one true love belief system. Now, before I go any further, can one have a love that they remain with for the rest of their lives? Absolutely. Whatever name we give to that, whatever category we put them in, love is love, and someone can meet someone and spend the rest of their life with them and be fulfilled and want nothing more than that, and that is beautiful. So I'm not really talking about that and the fact that that happens, because it does. It does happen. I'm talking about the belief system of one true love, the fairy tale programming that out there for every single person on this planet, there is a representation of the one true love, and therefore someone must search for that one true love all their life. That is a very strong belief system that I see over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in the work that I do. And really, the one true love that people are looking for lays within themselves and in their own heart. So they are their one true love, but they don't realize it. So they try to get that mirrored, reflected back to them through other people. Now, does this mean that I'm going to just clarify this again so there's no confusion on where I'm coming from. Am I saying then that you cannot have deep love, profound love, spiritual love, amazing love with other people? Absolutely, of course you can. And I've experienced it all. Totally, 100%. I'm talking about the archetypal programming of a one true love program, just as an example on this video. The belief system that governs every step that someone takes in life, that there is a one true love who is perfect for them, perfect in every way. Of course, it is a belief system. It's like a pedestal belief system, almost like spiritual bypassing, which inevitably at some point that particular bubble bursts. Because if you put all that expectation onto one single person, they are going to have, I'm not going to call it faults, but they're going to have some unique traits that don't fit into your fairy tale scenario. And they are going to have some unique human traits that don't fit into your fairy tale scenario. And in some ways, it's almost like seeing an overlay. You wouldn't be seeing the person as such. You would be seeing them through the filter of a One True Love program, a One True Love belief system, and putting your expectations and wants and needs all mixed up into that onto them. Really what one is looking for in a One True Love is an expression of someone that is as conscious as they can possibly be. It doesn't have to be fully conscious. There's virtually no one on the planet fully conscious at the moment. There are many on the way, but not anyone that's kind of pretty much there yet. So someone that is conscious enough, coming from the heart, in a reasonable state of balance, that is still learning, growing and awakening, that you can be compatible with, that you can love in all senses of the word, and, you know, grow and evolve together. So the One True Love program is something not of the purity, if you like, that I'm describing here. It's a belief system. It's like a fairy tale. It's like Rapunzel in the tower waiting for the prince to save her. It's another belief system. It doesn't mean to say love isn't there. Love is always there, 24/7, and being able to share that and express that is part of being human in all ways, shapes and forms. But I'm just using this as an example. So if somebody gets caught up in a belief system like that particular one, or if somebody gets caught up in a belief system, let's use that one as an example. There's hundreds of belief systems. One can get entirely internally and externally derailed, because when one goes from, let's say, a pure semi-neutral state of consciousness and then loops off into an archetypal belief system or a programmed belief system, a cultural belief system, what it does is it doesn't serve one's frequency. It doesn't enhance one's frequency. What it does is it cuts one off from one's vibrancy and life force. The life force within us as life force, us as living, vibrant consciousness, grows, expands, creates, learns, experiences through constant moving evolution, conscious choices, conscious decisions, conscious interactions. When one literally clips off, it's like a flow of energy and then it's clamped. When one clamps that flow by taking it off into a belief system, it's like that energy is choked. It's like a hose pipe that has got a kink in it and someone just putting a clamp on it so the flow can't come through. So when one goes off into a belief system and gets entrenched in it, a belief system attached to by their own emotions as well, which forms a circuit, a synapse between the belief system and the person, one can get derailed off into all sorts of avenues, and the full flow of their essence, their spirit, their full flow of their consciousness, the full flow of their life force gets clamped, clipped off. And they can be in these belief systems, say, for the rest of their life, temporarily, 1 or 2 years, weeks, months, and some will never realise it, because when they get in that belief system, the flow cannot continue as it was, and what happens is the person is effectively derailing themselves or getting derailed, sometimes without realizing it. And they'll go into a very deep entrenched belief system that will keep them looping round and round and round, like an aeroplane waiting to land. Round and round it will go, you know, and won't be able to land in the heart, because the frequency of the belief system is lower than the flow of essence, spirit, consciousness of the particular person. So if they're in a belief system temporarily, it doesn't really make too much difference. But if this goes on for weeks, months or years, the life force is clipped off, the vibrancy is clipped off, the frequency is not what it could or should have been. And there are detrimental results to this. If you had a plant and it wasn't getting the sunlight and the water and the actual nutrients from the soil it was in, you would soon see it begin to stagnate, to age, to dwindle, and after a period of time, you know, eventually die. It's the same kind of thing with these belief systems. Whether they are self-propagated and one's own belief, or whether it is linked to programming, whether it's one's emotional attachment to it, one can clip themselves off from their inner life force and then external life and inner evolution and expansion. And it's something that I see all over the world. It's something that I've been through many times, of course, and now understand how that works. So it's something to be aware of, and there are all sorts of belief systems that fall in this category, including, well, right across the board, everything you could imagine, but including some of the religious belief systems as well. All sorts of belief systems that people can get entrenched in fervently and form their reality around that. And you know if it's aligned with that particular person or if it's aligned with you, because you feel alive and you feel vibrant and you feel excited and joyful and happy and full of energy. And if it's not aligned, if you've got tangled up in something, some BS or some belief system, internally and externally, after a long period of time, it doesn't happen overnight, after a long period of time, that kind of distortion begins to show. It begins to show right across the board for you in your well-being, in your health, in your expression, in your life, and it begins to show, you know, right the way through there. So it's something to bear in mind, and it's the last place that people look, because they tend to respond to life like a boxer in a boxing ring. They tend to respond like taking the punches and then getting up and responding to life, rather than looking at it, their perception being different to that, and actually looking at the bigger picture, starting within them, of what is my response to this? How do I feel about this? What is this? What is this trying to show me? What is the higher or the neutral aspect to take? Not spiritual bypassing, not going angelic on it. I did years of that. Totally was the wrong way to go. Don't go angelic on it. You have to keep remembering you are doing this as a human being. As a human being, not leaving yourself behind in essence form, integrating all of this. So don't spiritually bypass it. Actually look at it, use your logical, analytical brain, which is a fantastic tool to use to bring about that balance. Otherwise there's instantly an imbalance again. If you're always away with the fairies or la la land and never present in the body, then you'll never be the embodiment. It's as simple as that, because you're not in it. You're not in your body. Being in the body is the hardest place for anyone to be who is running that kind of energy, because it's so easy to leave the body and not to be in it. But the whole point is to be in it. With all the different integrations that are going on in the bodies at this particular time, and that is kind of across the world, myself included, lots of stuff going on to do with the body and integrating in the body, and the body being brought up to speed. The speed of the vibration of spirit essence is much faster than the linear physical body. So it's the merge, another merge of that, the merge of the physical, the linear mindset with the multi-dimensional, the non-linear mindset, all of the merges on all the different levels, like this and like this and like this. So there is a lot going on. So if you are caught up, stuck, try and look a bit deeper than just your knee-jerk reaction and personality. Look at, is there a belief system behind this? Did I always believe that blah, 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 blah? Did I always believe that blah, 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 blah? How is that serving me? How's that working for me? Is it not serving me? Is it not working for me? It is a bit like being a detective, a psychic detective. It's a bit like being a detective, just having a look at what is behind it, because the ultimate outcome here that we are shooting for the stars here, the inner stars, the inner cosmos, the inner universe, but we're shooting for the stars here. And in order to let's say now that, for that merge of all that you are, all that you've ever been, all that you ever will be in this infinite second now, in a state of inner union, inner merge, inner balance, 0 point ascended neutral energy field, all in the portal of the heart, one has to be clear of, aware of all of one's programming and belief systems, because it pulls you off into an unconscious state. It pulls you off your optimal expression and frequency. It pulls you off into other archetypal belief systems, program belief systems in consciousness. It pulls you away from your sovereignty. It pulls you away from your mastery. So the ultimate merge here is you in your full expression, your unified expression, which is an internal state. Yes, of course, you can express that externally, because the design is for you to live it, breathe it, love it, do it, demonstrate it, vibrate it, etc. But the buck stops with you, because it always, always has to be done within you. If you are signed up in this timeline to become conscious, not everyone is. But if you are, and you're signed up for it, then this is part of it. And the merge that takes place within you, as things are in a linear sense, speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, because as you become more conscious, your vibration is going up, 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 faster, 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 faster. There will come a point, an inner point inside yourselves, where the speed of the vibration of the conscious you will match the speed of the vibration of the conscious earth, and result in a mini Big Bang, a semi-internal explosion of consciousness that forms this and then forms this neutrality, balanced, conscious state of union. And while we are building towards that, things are speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, internally, externally. All level with one another. Let's say the earth and us level with one another until our speeds match exactly internally, and then they marry up. That word marry again, in a marriage, marry up, meet in an inner explosion of consciousness. That's what we're shooting for. That's what we're on track for. BS in all its forms and or belief systems are little minefields along the way that can sidetrack you off. We all have them. We've all been there. And it's a question, just like a minefield, of clearing those minds, that BS, those belief systems as you go, so that you end up with a clear, neutral, 0 point, unified, conscious, ascended you. On that note, I will love you and leave you. As always, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for supporting me as that channel in all the ways that you do. There is a donation button on my website, on the PayPal page of my website. I appreciate any and all of you that make donations. It enables me to continue to do the work that I do. Thank you to those that book me for sessions. Thank you to those that give that support and positive feedback. Thank you to those that subscribe, and to those that, book me for events, and to those that invite me on to radio shows. I will love you and leave you. I'm expecting to be back on camera probably once or twice more in December. I don't know. I go with the flow, literally. If it feels right and I have something to share, I'm here. If it doesn't feel right and I don't have anything to share, or if I'm going through a particular process myself and it's right that I focus on myself and that, then I won't be on here either. But I'm hoping, I'm not going to say planning, I'm feeling that I'll be on here once or twice more before we hit the end of the year. Unbelievable, another year that has gone extremely quickly. Take care. See you again soon. Bye guys.